There may be not a game tonight, but they're going to Oakland right now. The Astros are headed on a trip. They take on their AL West foes. They swept the A's in Houston. Will they do the same in Oakland? And will the series versus Seattle decide who has the division lead when they leave? There's a lot to talk about on this edition of Locked On Astros.
Jainel Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on X at Eric Talks Astros. You can find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Brett, where can I find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. They can find me at Stros411 on Facebook and on X. They can find me at Back to the Bullpen on X and on Instagram. Look, I'm always positive, always Stros.
Guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go and subscribe to us. Go and make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to us, go ahead and make us your first listen. Become an everydayer. Subscribe to us on YouTube and make us your first listen. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 with any winning $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started today. Brett, you're looking a little snazzy there today. I can't tell what it is, but you're looking pretty good there, sir.
Yeah, thank you, man. I like your Locked On shirt that you got. I like the 45s hat. And look, I've got to mention it. Our guy, Joe, our guy, Joe Muscat, who is a hat designer here in Houston, has become a friend of the show. Loves the lids that I wear. And he knows, Eric, you're a trucker hat fan guy. So he sent you and I matching Colt 45s hats. Love it. I mean, got the great side patch 40th anniversary. So Joe Muscat, the hat designer here in Houston, and you can get these. There are plenty of these at Big City Cap Zone. You can go to Sharpstown Mall, Alameda Mall, or even you can go to Instagram. You can order them online. So check them out. Joe, thank you for the free lid, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the support. Yeah, I've bought plenty of his hats. This guy does a good job designing hats.
So I know I missed yesterday's show, and I missed all the comments that Dana Brown had to say about Jose Abreu coming back. But we do know that for right now, that John Singleton is the captain, so to speak, now, and he is going to be playing first base. I'm the captain now of first base, and he's going to be playing first base for right now. Jose Abreu has got to basically earn his way.
Right.
And I know that basically John Singleton has not really earned his keep. And I know we're going to talk about this later, but I have the stats right here, and he's not really knocking the cover off the ball, but at the same time, he's playing a lot better than he did before Jose Abreu went down. He's playing a lot better than Jose Abreu did before he went down. Right. And so I think that he's a much better option at this time. And so we'll go ahead and talk about this. John Singleton is the man for now. Now, are they going to make any trades at the trade deadline? I know there's a lot of rumors or speculation out there, but this is since Jose Abreu has been sent down in 21 games. John Singleton has had 71 at-bats, 85 plate appearances. He has 5 home runs, 14 RBIs, 13 walks, 21 strikeouts. He's batting .211 with a .329 on base percentage, a .423 slugging percentage, and I didn't snip it, but I believe it was a .745 OPS. So it's not terrible numbers, but it's a lot better than what we were getting out of first base.
I think they're great numbers. 5 home runs. How many RBI? 13 RBI? 14 RBI?
14 RBIs, yeah.
How many walks? How many base on balls?
13.
Yeah, so that right there. The walks, the RBI, and the home runs. I can deal with the strikeouts. If you're hitting home runs, if you're bringing in runs, if you're getting on base, I can deal with the strikeouts. I don't care if you're Ron Howard on steroids. Not literally, but I don't care if you're the super Ron Howard. I don't care if you're Chris Carter at this point. I just need the long ball. I need the RBI because why? Look, we lost 2-1 to the Angels, a terrible offensive team. The game before that, Fromber let his fastball get flattened out because he was trying to overthrow. He got mad. He got off the game plan. And, for all intents and purposes, John Singleton has done an admirable job, not only offensively, but defensively. On the adverse of a lot of guys that are having offensive years, Bregman's having a stellar defensive year. He's just lost at the plate. And I think a lot of it does have to do with mechanics. But I think Singleton absolutely has a job. I talked about it last show, and I can actually put this quote back up there for those of you that didn't catch the last show. When Dana Brown was asked about who was starting, he said that's a Joe Espada question. But I'd say right now, John Singleton is our first baseman. So, yes, just like you said, Eric, this is a sentiment that goes to the clubhouse. And you're right, because I believe I've heard that he will get a start or two in AAA before he gets to the team. So that matches your supposed line of him getting to the team when the Astros are in Seattle. Who knows? But here's my question to you, Eric. What if Abreu comes in the first game he plays, he goes 3 for 4? Do you suddenly hand him the keys of the Maserati? Or do you say, well, good job, thank you, we'll see you in 4 games? How do you think they handle that?
Well, I know that if the car starts, you have to basically say, you see, it worked. It's not broken, and you have to prove that the whole experiment works. So I guarantee that when he's activated, he's going to be in the starting lineup that day. And so if he goes 3 for 4 that day, yes, he'll probably be starting next day, because Dana Brown, Joe Espada, and Jeff Bagwell, everybody's going to be patting each other on the back. They're going to be having a drink, and Joe Espada's office will be like, yeah, you see, we did it, guys. We fixed Jose Abreu. And the next day, he might go 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. But I think what they're going to do is they want to show people that he still has it, because you have all these fans crying for him to be DFA'd,
Right.
Try to trade him, even though you can't trade that type of contract. But they want to make sense of what's going on and make it worthwhile, because they spent a lot of money to send him down to basically play in the Gulf Coast League. And
Right.
so it's not just the money that he was not getting by playing here. I mean, he was getting money, but he was not playing with the Astros. He was just playing down there. Sometimes he was resting. He wasn't getting actual plate appearances. But now you're going to be taking playing time away from, I'm sorry to say it, Joey Loperfido is going down. And it's not because Joey Loperfido deserves it. He has played his butt off since he got here. But the Astros are not sending down their backup infielder and Greg Kessinger. And if you want Joey Loperfido to be the future, maybe at first base, you need him to play first base. And he's not going to do that right now. The Astros have made it. And you want him to play in general, right? You don't want him to be riding the pine.
Yeah, exactly. And, I totally understand your point. Speaking of Joey Loperfido, Pedro Leon hit his 10th home run tonight in Sugarland. First pitch he saw. And actually, Pedro took over the RBI lead finally, but he's still 3 home runs behind Loperfido. We saw Loperfido in the homestand, 7-3 homestand, might I add, with his first major league home run. It's exciting to see. And I think Loperfido looks the part, plays the part, and eventually gets his chance, his day in the sun. But when I said 3 for 4, I didn't think he was actually going to go 3 for 4. I'm speculating, and if you heard,
I know exactly what you meant. What if?
I'm saying that more for the.
What if?
I'm saying that more for the commenters. They're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you would think that. How dare you say that Abreu would get 3 hits?
Shame on you, sir."
Yes, shame on you. Hey, look at the back of his. Oh, never mind. I'm joking. So, look, the Houston Astros head on the road for 2 very important AL West division. No, not Craig Biggio's baseball card. He's already in the Hall of Fame. But I have a question. Are you getting MVP vibes from Tucker? Because I am. And some people are saying that Juan Soto is in front of Tucker, but Tucker leads in almost every category. That's something we need to talk about next segment.
Yeah, definitely.
This episode is brought to you by Ibotta. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB today. Spring has sprung, and that means spring cleaning, whether that means stocking up or cleaning supplies or swapping out your winter clothes with your new spring clothes. Make sure you head to Ibotta to get real cash back when you make every purchase. That's right. It's a free app that gives you the most cash back. Most apps out there, they don't really give you much. You can save hundreds on things like beauty supplies, groceries, and so much more. The average Ibotta user saves $256 per year. That could get you that shopping trip you wanted, the flight you've been eyeing, the fancy dinner you want. And on other apps, again, they don't really amount to much, but you can get a cash out through your bank account, PayPal, and or gift cards. And join your over 50 million fellow users and earn cash every time you shop with over 2,700 brand choices, retailers, and grocery stores. So go to Ibotta right now. They're offering $5 for joining and signing up using the code LOCKEDONMLB. That's Ibotta, IBOTTA, in the Google Play or App Store. Use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Get supplies from the site that's made for skilled trades. Supplyhouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get your job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts with over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? That's right. They've got experts that help you in the industry's leading service and friendliest folks out there. And if you join supplyhouse.com's free tradesman program, you get the competitive edge. Every trade master gets access to a dedicated phone line. You always talk to a human being, and you can get that membership at supplyhouse.com/T-M and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at supplyhouse.com.
Guys, thank you for making the Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go and subscribe to us. Go and make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you check out your podcasts, go and check us out. Go and help us out. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. So just take a second, get out your phone, and go and hit the subscribe button, and go and make us your first listen wherever you listen, and become an everydayer. And guys, go and check us out on your Fire TV stick. Just go ahead and search your free channels app, and everything that goes on there is everything that you see here. You can watch on there. Go and check out Michael Connor on the Locked On Astros postcast as well. So,
I don't know if you noticed something, Eric. Before we talk about Kyle Tucker, I really like that purple shirt that I changed into really quick. That was a good shirt. Anyways, Kyle Tucker, go ahead. I digress.
Kyle Tucker is having a great season, and I've kind of told y'all. I think I said it at the end of last season when he didn't reach the 30-30 club, and I think I've said it all off season when the Astros did not offer him an extension, or should they offer him the extension, all that. But we have not seen the best of Kyle Tucker. Here he is. He is here. And Dana Brown said that they have not engaged in any type of extension talks during the regular season. They're probably not going to do that. But you know that they are kicking themselves for not trying to extend him last season.
Well, so
off season.
Right. But here is what I think about that. Dana Brown is towing the line that Jim Crane has towed his entire career as the owner of the Houston Astros. And what did Dana Brown say? We got him through 2025. We don't have to pay him, guys. You do realize that. And I don't know, Eric, remember earlier today, I know you were driving back from out of town, but I sent you that quote. Hal Steinbrenner, who the Yankees are like kings of paying players back 20, 30 years ago. He said, I'm going to be honest, payrolls at the levels we're at right now are simply not sustainable for us financially. And I've been talking about that for years. At what point are these salaries going to break these clubs? Because last night when I started talking about Kyle Tucker, I even put it out on X. How much is he going to get paid? $20 bazillion, $8 trillion. And some people are putting him at, Eric, I think he's getting around $40 million AAV. I think it's going to start at 40. And I didn't used to think that. But with the way he's playing, and if he goes neck and neck with Juan Soto the whole year, because right now, Eric, he is on pace to hit, I think, 56 home runs.
Don't forget about Gunnar Henderson.
Well, you got Gunnar.
I know
Henderson.
what you mean. Gunnarsson he's hitting a lot of home runs, but if you're looking at overall stats,
right. No. I mean, because right now, if you compare Juan Soto and if you compare Kyle Tucker, I did this last night. I think it's still here. Check this out, Eric. Boom. Kyle Tucker leads in WAR, home runs, stolen bases, on base percentage, slugging, OPS, and OPS plus. And he's not far behind on batting average, so on and so forth. You got Bobby Witt Jr. You got Gunnar Henderson. You've got Yordan Alvarez if he ever gets hot again. You've got, dude, at some point, Jeremy Pena's got to answer this conversation. Think about that. Jeremy Pena have you watched his defense lately? You know, number one, he's leading the team in average. Number two, he's top 5 in hits. He's making circus throws. Like they keep saying, remember that jump throw by Derek Jeter that was made famous in that commercial? He's done that like 2 or 3 times in the last 2 weeks. So if Pena continues his offensive onslaught, if Pena continues to make the plays he makes defensively, if Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Witt Jr., Juan Soto, and Kyle Tucker, you may see one of the closest MVP races and the most disbursement of MVP votes that you've ever seen in one league. Because to me, you usually have a guy that separates himself. You have a guy that runs away with it. No one's running away with this unless 3 or 4 of those guys get cold. But Kyle Tucker clearly on the Astros is the coup de grace. He is the talk of the town right now. But you got other guys that can sneak in there from the Astros if they step it up a little bit. But I think Pena deserves a little bit of talk too. Let's give him some credit.
Yeah, for sure. So I know that Tucker increased his salary last year from $5 million to $12 million.
Wow.
It's going to just go up this year. It's probably going to go from $12 million to, I want to say, don't quote me on this, but I'm going to say it's going to go up to about 20. It's going to go to about 27 or 25 or 27 million this year. And that's with arbitration. So
I was going to say 28, but I was thinking, well, maybe it'd be like more like 22, but dude, I mean, so he may ask for 32 and they may offer him 22 or 20 and they meet in the middle at 25 or 27, you know. Kyle Tucker's going to get paid. And Eric,
doing the math based on the calculations and the change in percentage, and I'm not going to bore you with all the calculations, but he's due to make 28.8.
Okay.
Based on the raise he got this past year.
Oh, okay. See, look, dude, that's why he's a math teacher, y'all. I mean, you get these numbers sometimes. And I'm like, oh yeah, I just agree with you. So don't ever mislead me purposely. That would be cruel.
He's gonna make $5 million next year.
Shut up. I'll go on quote tweeting that. All right, you know, like this guy's an idiot. So what's cool is in Oakland, we've got Justin Verlander going in game 1 Friday night, and we've got Ronel Blanco going in game 3. So you got 2 of your better pitchers going in the Oakland series, which I kind of wish they were going to do that in Seattle. Here's the thing that does not scare me about Seattle, Eric, is their offense is very inconsistent. Julio Rodriguez, even though he's a great player, I think he's one of the best center fielders in all of baseball, having a really bad offensive year. He's really bad at the plate. Now, if he gets hot, he can hurt you. But where the Mariners get you is with their pitching, and we saw that. So you are probably going to see, and I heard Chandler Rome spoke to Mike Stanton on the Back to the Bullpen podcast, and he said that this is probably he said this is probably going to be a low scoring series where you have hopefully the Astros pitchers deal and the Astros offense doesn't do much, and then the Mariners pitchers deal and the Mariners offense doesn't do much. So he said you might have a lot of 3-2 type outcomes in Seattle. So if they're close games, they got to win them. But this is important, Eric, because here's the thing. They've lost the convenience to say, we can lose this game. Now every game counts. Because if you're a few games out at the end of the season, you're going to look back on that Angels series. You're going to look back on that Cleveland game, you're going to look back on a 1 or 2 loss to a division opponent, and it's going to matter.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm looking at the stats right now. Like they lost 7-9 to the Angels. Then they won the next game. They lost 2-1. And it just those games are going to come back to beat you because I know the Angels were outpowered. They outpowered the Astros. That's a Framber Valdez game. And then you had I think his name's Tim Anderson. No, Tyler Anderson or Tim Anderson. But he pitched a heck of a game for the Angels in that game, or the Astros just weren't pitching or hitting well. I don't know what the deal is, but
that guy. So, like, answer your question real quick. He kept him off balance, Eric. He threw the changeup a lot. He got a lot of swings and misses. So that was a really good performance by him. But there's no reason why we should have let that team beat us 2-1. That's an embarrassing loss. That's an embarrassing series loss because I'm sorry, Ron Washington's got them playing above the talent that they have, but the Astros should have absolutely swept them just like they swept the Oakland A's.
Yeah, it was Tyler Anderson. So sorry about that, Tyler Anderson. But I know you used to play for the Dodgers, so that's all I know. But in a second, we'll go and continue talking about what this offense is capable of. I'll look at where they compare to the rest of baseball, and it may surprise you. And we'll look at what the Astros need to do after 50 games.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/lockedon and check things out. It's winner take all time in the NBA and NHL, and FanDuel's giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. Right now, the odds for the NBA championship for the finals, the Boston Celtics at -185, the Indiana Pacers at +4,000, the Mavericks at +350, and the Minnesota Timberwolves at +490. So check out FanDuel. You also have the NBA Finals MVP that you can already look at. And Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic are leading the way at +110 and +410. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 to bet on spreads, money lines, player props, and more. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and make every playoff shot count. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go and subscribe to us so you can see the shenanigans that go behind the scenes, and go and make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, go and check us out and become an everyday or somebody that listens to our podcast every day, whether the Astros win or lose. Whatever happens, we're always there for you, and we're here for you. So Brett's like 50 Cent apparently, but
Did you see that concert series where he had someone pulling off? It was all like the Houston jerseys. He had someone pulling them off to the back, and he was changing real quick. That's why I said it's like 50 Cent. See, this is why. Listen, if you're listening, you've got to come to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and you got to come watch because it's fun. Got to stop by and do a live show with us. We have a blast with you guys. Garrett's here, Ryan's here, David, Chris, JB, Fitness, David. David's kind of positive today. David is kind of positive, always Stros. That's his tagline. Kind of positive, kind of Stros.
Well, we always like that y'all support us and y'all make us part of your daily routine. So we appreciate all of y'all that listen to our podcast. So I do want to go over some of the stats, and some of these things you'll be surprised about. And I know a lot of people say, well, batting average doesn't matter. Well, if you think about it, how much does batting average matter? Because if you look, the Astros are #1 in baseball in batting average with a 264 batting average. If you look at on base percentage, they are fifth in baseball with a 331. They are just percentage points behind #1, which is the Phillies. So 338 versus 331. So it's not a big difference. If you're looking at slugging percentage, they are fourth behind which team? You could probably guess.
Fourth.
Which team has a lot of young sluggers?
Young sluggers, the Orioles.
Yeah. Okay. The Orioles have a slugging percentage of 435. The Astros have a 426. And then if you're looking at OPS, they are fourth overall with a 757 OPS. So the question is, what happens when you have runners in scoring position? Let's do the calculations. Wait, where are they? Are they on here somewhere? Oh, they're down there, number 18 in terms of OPS with the 720. Let's go ahead and do the batting average. They are batting 257, which is 17th in baseball.
With runners in scoring position?
Yes.
Okay. So you mentioned the stat earlier. We are behind who is the other? Oh, the Phillies. Do you know the Phillies have only played 3 teams or 3 games against teams that are over 500? They have not played anybody. We've played one of the toughest schedules in all of baseball. And that's what this year, Eric, is an oddity in itself because of the injuries. Like Dubon, best batting average in baseball with runner scoring position. Nobody's on base. The dude can't hit. Like, what? I don't get it. Jose Altuve was, up there with hits, but he's terrible with runners in scoring position. I mean, it's stuff like that you're just scratching your head.
Yainer Diaz has become a ground ball guy all of a sudden. After hitting all the fly balls last year, he's a ground ball guy now.
Well, yeah, but he's getting random 2-out RBIs. It's just a really strange year. And I guess this kind of makes the case that batting average really doesn't matter because they have the best batting average. But what has that gotten you other than 3rd place in the AL West, which has become a mediocre division in 2024? But I like it because it keeps us within striking distance, Eric.
Yeah. So there's some positive things with the offense. Now with the pitching is where the Astros are struggling. And the calculation machine you have to scroll really down if you're looking at where the Astros are. So if you're looking in terms of ERA, they are, remember early in the season, I miss these times. At the start of the year, the Astros starting rotation was one of the best in baseball. The ERA was good. And then all of a sudden, boom, it just kind of explodes. And the Astros now are 27th. 27th. This is not a drill in baseball with ERA, with a 4.58 ERA. Teams with the worst ERA are the Chicago White Sox, the Miami Marlins, and the Colorado Rockies. So, Brett Chancey, how are you expecting them to get to the playoffs with the 4th worst ERA in baseball, dude?
Well, in 2005, that was pitching and horrible hitting. Never mind. Dang, I was trying to use the 2005 argument. Eric,
you can win with good pitching. Good hits with runners in scoring position.
Do you have their expected ERA? Because remember how I talked about Abreu, not Abreu, Presley and Hader had really low, had 4 runs lower than their actual ERA, their expected ERA. If you can find the expected ERA for the team, I bet you it's lower than their actual ERA. And what expected ERA tells you is that they're getting into some bad luck situations. There was some really bad luck. Now, not the 3 home runs that Fromber gave up, but there were some games in the 3 games they lost. There were soft contact, some weak contact, guys getting on base, cheap hits, things like that. And those are things that you can't account for unless you actually measure it. That's what expected ERA does. So I assume our expected ERA is lower than what our actual ERA is. So, but regardless, there's still a lot of anomalies. What is it? Did you find it?
I think I almost found it. Okay.
Thank you.
So hold on.
Almost found it.
I'm almost there. Give me seconds. All
okay.
Right.
1.
It's like this StatCast is kind of
you
have to go through a lot of stuff. Okay, so the Astros, if you're looking at pitchers, the expected, I said pitchers. Why are you giving me this? Okay, so why does it give me all this stuff? I want pitching stats.
Okay, I've got
Go
it right
ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Why is it not showing me expected ERA? It's showing me ERA. It's not even listed on here. So Houston's
I have the expected batting average, but I don't have the ERA.
Yeah. So the Houston Astros in batting average or in ERA is 27th, but it's not giving me their expected. Let's see, what is their xFIP? Oh, their xFIP is 28th, and their FIP is 28th.
Oh,
okay, maybe it's the same. I don't know. I've got to sign into FanGraphs. Wow, this is a lot of dilly dallying around for the podcast.
Yeah, I know.
What are we doing?
I know. I don't know what we're doing. We're having some fun. It's off day.
Yeah, it's an off day. Hey, guess what? Guess what it was for me today, Eric?
What?
No more school. No.
Yeah, last day of school for me too, and changing schools for me too.
Is out for summer. I'm off for the summer, boys. Yeah, that's right. It's party time in the Chancey house, man. It is going to be an awesome summer. I'm excited, but seriously, going to get back to going to Sugarland more often now. Going to go out there, sit in the press box. Y'all ever out there? Let me know. Hit me up. Eric and I will probably hit up some games. Look, first week of June, you're going to see some guest hosts. I don't have the exact names and dates lined up, but you'll see that because Eric is going away for the week to charter. He's going to uncharted territory.
I'm going on cruise. Just say cruise.
No, dude, it makes more sense. No, it like sounds cooler. He's going on a SpaceX rocket. He got invited by Elon Musk. He's going to the moon.
All right, guys, that's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. He is weird. Brett, Weird Eye.
No, I'm Chancey.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow on Sunday, guys, and hopefully the Astros can take care of business against the A's and just make up some ground that they lost against the Angels. And we'll see you on Sunday. We are the Locked On Astros podcast, and go Astros.